Folks, the top of Westnedge Hill. I turn here onto Inkster Avenue. The sun's just right on my old Kentucky home. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not quite the lyrics. Good architecture down through here. We're gonna drive over the famous Inkster Street Bridge. I did a video on way early in my catalog. Actually got ran off this job site after having permission to be here because I filmed things that I don't quite know if whatever was happening, but they didn't like me filming that part of it. So we just let that go, and here's the bridge. You've seen me go under the bridge. I've trolled up and down, I guess you could call it, Bronson Boulevard there. And now we're passed over the Inkster Street Bridge and passing Westchester, Worcestershire sauce. That's probably where that was invented. If not, I bet you they've used it. Just a common drive here through one of the hoods. Have all these speed bumps and bike lanes. We will not see a bike this morning, I would almost bet. But it causes two lanes to pucker down to a single lane. Yep. And now we're off that track. On Wilshire Boulevard. Some of these people live in a mansion and a yacht. All right, we will continue on Edgemoor. I just make a little jest of wealthy people, tongue-in-cheek. They paid the price. College, trust fund children, or whatever, and they can come back here and buy a place like this. Or just get a better gardener, get rid of that old dead pine. You're gonna see some pretty happy properties right up here. This is a multi-million-dollar property. Yep. Folks here walking through the neighborhood because not too far away is the entrance to the Kleinstruck Preserve. I'd like to be able to get a few shots of the Kleinstruck mansion. It's on Oakland Drive, but there's no parking anywhere. And I could walk down to it from where I live. That would be about a 5-mile round trip. I might do that here in the fall just to get some video of the other cool homes that are along there. But yeah, the side streets, you have to be an owner to park there and along the street, and then the car has to be moved after so many. That's just a fur ball, my father would call it. Old Marine Corps aviation term. They get into a fur ball. He should know. He was a Pacific Marine back in the day. But all those fur balls and hair balls aside, see what we can do about that. Coming up here on a main thoroughfare that we'll recognize. This is the corner of Chevy Chase and Oakland. There you go. You can say something funny. Say something funny, you know. Some Caddyshack thing. All right, then. All right, we'll drive down here into the entryway of Woods Lake. The gates are open. see once. Now this is the gate, and it's open too, and that's good. This is for handicap vehicles with a blue tag, and I have one. I haven't been down here literally for years. The gate's generally closed. They have a nice little play area down here, and the beach, so you can go swimming. You have to park up there on the top and walk down these steps. Kind of reminiscent of the way that this was back in the day when the bandstands or the were built down here, the roller coaster, the shooting galleries, everything. Something else. Turn of the century and into the 20s. Okay, that's gonna do it from here. Also have a nice little picnic area and facilities. And again, these trees were not here in the day. This was all developed. It was like going to a Cedar Point. They actually had a trolley line run all the way up here, bringing more than 250,000 people a year here to this these festivities. In the winter, many of the people who ran this and worked as carnies here lived over in my neighborhood in little carny homes, they called them. And I will make a video of those carny homes one day soon. I think you'll find that very interesting. My home has carny wood in it. When this was all dismantled and the roller coaster pushed into the lake and so forth and so on. Here's where you have to park and walk down those steps. But yeah, when they did all that and so forth, people scavenged the wood and the timbers and things that this place was made out of. It was something else. The half of the floors, the subfloors in my home, is made out of beautiful tongue and groove siding wood from the carnival down here. I have a carny wood home, and I do have that in the deed to the home. Pretty cool. And it's very interesting. There used to be a church right here in the corner. Now it's a parking lot. This whole road was 2 lanes with big oaks, like you see this one on both sides, forming like a tunnel over the road. I talked to a lady, she's my age and grew up here, walked to the school that used to be right down here. It's now gone as well. Been rebuilt, another area. And they used to walk in the winter or rain and not get wet or a drop, she said, on them, walking under the tunnel of all the oaks through here. And she walked from down here a couple of more blocks, straight up the street right here, passing Broadway, on Parkview, and she said it just doesn't look near the same. Coming up here is the Lockwood residence from back in the day, and so forth. Only a couple of the old oaks, she said, still remain along here, and then back in the neighborhood there are several. Of course, right here to my immediate left, running along one of the alleys, were a general store. There was 3 or 4 taverns. There were several brothels, all right there. And I can take you for a little tour and point those out as well to you one of these days. I did take the tour of the neighborhood with a historian they gave almost 5 years ago. And I'm glad I was able to catch that and learn a little bit more about right where I live. Who'd ever know? My home wasn't a brothel. It was a accommodation for 2 of Lockwood's art students. It was built in 1937, hand-built by the students and by Mr. Lockwood himself. And then he died in his home up on the corner in 47, just 10 years later. Mine was the last home he built, right in there. Yep, to house his art students. Yep, back in the day. All right, well, we're gonna go up here and take a look at something disgusting. You'll have to look at that in my next video. Look at that, well, listen to it too. My proper English. Here we go. See you in the next one.